Hey, welcome back. So we have a new day. Everything is ready to go. The only thing I haven't done was set up the turn order, so I need to do that. And but all the cards are shuffled. Everything is in place, and so let's get that sorted out, and then we'll talk strategy and figure out who's doing what. There's definitely a lot of recruiting that needs to be done now that we have the elite guys available, and then. Just a real quick summary. We are 5 tiles away from revealing the board cube. The board cube will be the 5th tile. So we're going to just do the old order here and draw cards for them. And again, just a reminder, the fact that I let everybody draw 2 extra cards is just me simplifying a co-op game that I'm playing solo. It's not the actual rules, but that's okay. I think this is a nice variant. So this is 4, 3, 1. Con is going to be dead last. 5, and this should be 2. All right, so there's our new order. Got that out of the way. All right, so first up is going to be the Klingons. So just to refresh, the Klingons have 1 person hired. Oh, I gotta do this now before I forget. Everybody's refreshed. We don't want to get halfway through the game and me thinking that I've used these heroes or crew members or whatever you want to refer to them as. Okay. So that's their situation. We do have 1 person. He's got some nice data crystals stored up. He has the ability to basically do a red undiscover card all by himself in full power. So we really want to get a powerful one. And he has a good bonus against enemies with resistances. So looking at the undiscovered cards, there is a red one available, Q. So the bottom level would be Diplomacy 8. As an action for this turn, you may use your Diplomacy to interact with any conquered Dominion or Romulan starbase as if your ship was currently at that location. So you could basically recruit from anywhere. And then on top of it, it's just awesome diplomacy for when you need to do away missions or whatever. So that would be an interesting one for the Klingons to get. We're right on the edge there with the Class M planet, and there are a few we can get with Class M. They just won't be the yellow elite ones. To do the elite ones, we need a Romulan starbase, and we are not sitting on a Romulan starbase. So another thing we can do is, I'm just bumping everything. We can reveal a tile and at least get that exposed as well. So, all right, let's see what they have. We have some nice recruiting, a move, good attack one, a good after attack one, and some more move and attack. Okay, so I think no matter what, we should move and get a new tile revealed. The question is do I want to try to recruit somebody? We do have a decent I mean, he's not going to be the elite, but Nudok is decent, and he has a long-range attack of 3. But you would lose a reputation if you used it. But even so, he still has a decent attack, and Class M planet just needs 5 diplomacy. So I'm thinking we want to do a move 2 and then just play a diplomacy card. So oh, I forgot to roll the dice for this round. So let's do that. I knew I was going to bump this, but that was there. All right, so that's our dice situation, and we're okay there. Yeah, I think that's going to be our plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a move card for just a move 2, because I don't want to spend a crystal to make it a move 4. And then we're going to play a red crystal or red die to get a diplomacy 5, but we're going to lose a reputation in the process. So we're going to do that to hire this guy from a Class M planet, and he costs 5. And yeah, he has a 0 rep right now, actually a positive 0 rep, and now he'll just go back down to 0. So he's just going to drop to 0. So, all right, so we're going to reveal a core tile, and it's going to look like this. Yeah, he's in a pretty good position here. So there's a Borg sphere, which is revealed, and then there's this, and he's going to get some nice attacks because he'll be able to take on that planet there. So he's in a good spot. Gain an experience point, so he's close to leveling up. And he, of course, is at his hand limit already because he only spent 2 cards. So he won't be drawing any more. So that's his turn. Next up are the sisters. So the sisters, where are you? They're sitting here next to a Class M. They have that ability once per round, and when they get the card, they can, if they play the proper card, they can just upgrade straight to Elite from a base member. So that's an interesting one, and they may actually try to do it, but we also need to get out of Dodge and move somewhere else. So right now, looking at the offer, there are some that can be recruited at an outpost, but those ones can also be recruited at a Class M, but most of them need to be at a, it's like this doesn't belong here. They need to go to a, well, in all honesty, they need to go to, where is it? There's got to be, oh, like one of these. That's a Romulan starbase. That's where most of the people can be hired. There's a few that can be hired at one of these star bases, which is a Dominion starbase. So where she's at, there's a Dominion starbase backwards, but we don't want to go backwards. We want to go forwards. So that's her situation. There are some nice things to try to shoot for, but she would need a lot of movement points. So if we do the away missions, obviously we can get some experience, but what would be nice is if she can inch forward a little bit and then maybe do an away mission on one of those green planets, so she can at least move halfway. Let's see what she has. So nice long range attack, another long range, a move, target enemy, and there it is, Changeling. This is the one that lets you get the elite crew member right out of the bat, and then gain data crystals of your choice. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh, there's not a black available in the pool. So, oh, I forgot. In order to do that red, we had to use one of these, so let's roll. And I did not get a black, but we will eventually. So I need to hold on to the Changeling until then. So we're not going to play that card, no matter what. We just don't want to play that card. It's okay for her to hire a regular so like Uhura, we can try to hire her. She costs 6, and Worf costs 5. Worf would not be a bad one. And she has no diplomacy at all, though. We have 1 move card. Well, actually, we have 2. So to get to the other end of that green planet, we would need 3, 4, 5 movement. But then we're not next to the Class M anymore. If we could get 7 movement, we can get to the other Class M and be up there, which is not bad. So I'd like to do that if I can. 4. I would need to use both of the bottoms here, though. That's not going to be easy to do unless I'm willing to turn a card sideways. Here, I can do this one. I'm going to gain 2 data tokens of any color of my choice, and we're going to play a yellow on that, right? And then the 2 data tokens are going to be used to get a move 4, right? So I'm going to use them on these. I'm not going to bother getting the data tokens. And we're going to do that, and now I get to move 8. So this would be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now we're next to a Class M planet. And then for my action, instead of recruiting, we're going to attack. So let's do that. We're going to try to attack this guy. And I have things like the Picard maneuver, reduce his attack and defense by 1. I do have a long range attack 4, but I would have to use a crystal for that. I don't even need to use the Picard maneuver if I do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do long range attack 4. I'm gonna do this one. I will pay a red crystal from her inventory to do that. And so she has 3 cards left in her hand, actually 4, because of the changeling card. And she's gonna draw 2, because her hand size is 6, and we did not get any diplomacy cards, so that part hurts. However, we at least got some experience, and we even got a reputation out of the deal, and she moved further up the map, which was a big objective there, and she's still next to a Class M planet, which is also good. And then we got a purple. We're looking for that black for her, because a black will get her an elite, which is awesome. That's like a really awesome ability to get. So before we forget, let's give her 3 experience. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, so her turn is done, or their turn. It's sisters, I guess. And then we move to Picard. Oh, I don't need to bring that with me. Picard. Okay, so Picard's situation is he's way in the back. We definitely need to get some recruiting done, and we want some of the elite guys if we can. So, but the good news is he actually has the ability to get elite guys just right there. So let's try to get some hiring going ASAP, but let's see what he has. So this could be used as diplomacy. We have our move 2 that we need, another diplomacy. We can shuffle 3 cards, or we can turn cards sideways. Oh, we got our really good diplomacy, so let's set our diplomacy cards down. We do have some decent diplomacy right from the start. So I am gonna, for sure, with Picard, play a move 2. And we're going to move 2 spaces to here. And so what we are is we're at a Romulan starbase. And from there, let's see who we can hire. And we want the elite ones. So we can for sure get Bokra, with attacker shields 3 or a long-range photon torpedo attack. That's decent. We can get Vrakara, attacker shields 3, photon pulse attack of 6, also decent. Shinzon, long range attack of 4, photon or photon pulse, all long range. That's nice. And then this one, has to be at a cube, a board cube. So we're not going to be able to get him unless somebody can hire from somewhere else. So I think I want to try to get Shinzon because he costs 10. That's going to be very pricey. But we have a white die. We can grab that to get Picard's diplomacy 4. Okay, so there's 4 of our diplomacy we need. This is 3 more for 7. So that's where his thing is so powerful. So we get 3 more for 7 there. And now his reputation is currently at a +0 because he keeps going up and down there. So he doesn't get anything, a boost there. But so we're at 7. We just need 3 more. And right here, we get 3 more if we're willing to discard a card. So what card are we willing to discard is the next question. It could be a really powerful card, but I'm going to discard them more time. And we're going to go ahead and do that. And let's roll, and we get another purple. So, and let's not forget, we get +1 reputation, +1 experience for this. So that part's good. And Shinzone is now a new member of the fleet, which is sort of funny because I don't think he was very friendly, if I remember correctly. Or maybe he was. Otherwise, they wouldn't be hireable. But anyways, there he is. And long range attack, I mean, we're so diplomacy heavy, it's nice to have somebody that can just punch him in the mouth. And he was super expensive to purchase. And Picard's one of the few who can afford to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. So he's going to now draw 2 more, get back up to his hand size. And we did not get any more diplomacy, but it doesn't mean we can't hire more, because Picard's got diplomacy that he can use every turn. Okay, we still didn't get a black to come out, but oh, let's not forget, he now has a +1 reputation, and he's going to move up to join the big stack here and the experience. Okay, next up is Kirk. Kirk, as you can see, is all blown up there. He's got all kinds of stuff to do. He could take that out and try to recruit. He can move up and try to take out a Dominion one. If he wants Uhura, which is funny because that would be thematic, he's nowhere near a place he can do that. He would either have to go all the way over to here or back to here. Both of those are bad choices, so we're moving forward with him. So the question is which base is he going to take? If he took the Dominion one, he could hire Bokra or Vrak Thara. So he does not have to... if he wanted Worf, he could take... He doesn't have to take the one he's currently next to, is what I'm trying to say. He can move on. And he is going to lose a reputation no matter which one he tries to take. So let's see what he has. Okay, so we got some nice attack. More nice. Draw a card. There's the move we need to get up there. We can even repair, so we can do some... he is all about attacking right now. So we're going to do a move 2. And then we're going to attack that Dominion starbase, which gets us a free move into the starbase. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a move 2. I'm going to put that in his discard pile. Not play a crystal. And we're going to come up to here. We reveal the starbase, and we really do want to attack this thing if we can. All right, so what it's saying is he's got a resistance to the photon, whatever those are, torpedoes. I always just call it the ice and fire, but regular phasers do hit him. He is going to do the photon torpedo attack on us. So in order to block him, we would need a special block, or we need to have 6 long-range damage. And I believe he has that because we have a long-range attack of 3 and another long-range attack of 3. Don't even need to use the other cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He will draw back up to 6. When this is over, but he'll play 1 crystal from his inventory, and then of course he's going to take a white die, and then let's roll, and gosh darn it, we got another purple. So those are the 2 cards he'll play for a long-range attack of 6. We kill him before he even gets a chance to do anything to us. His reputation is going to go down by 1, but because he took this, he actually gets one of these undiscovered cards. So that's what the Klingons really want to do, but unfortunately they haven't been able to do that yet. So it's also 5 experience points. So let's get all this squared away. So he's moving down 1 on reputation. he is going. I don't like that board. I mean, they make these tokens so big and then those little spots are so small. That's the only thing I don't like about either Might Mage Knight or this game, that they did that. This isn't so bad. And then he gets 5 experience. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He does get to free move in, which means nothing more. And he gets one of these. So these ones are nice for moving around the map, but I don't really like taking them. The Q one is nice, but this one might be even nicer. Shields. If it blocks all the damage from an enemy, you may use it during your attack phase as a photon torpedo attack of 4. And then here, if the card contributes towards a total shield defense that blocks all the damage from an enemy token, destroy it outright. I like this one because it's both defense and attack. So well done, Kirk. That's going to be the card he's going to end up drawing back up to his hand size. And he is now at a Dominion Starbase, so he could do some recruiting. And actually, I'm not even going to draw this card. It's going to have to go on top of the deck because I just realized something. I'm taking a red crystal back, putting it in his inventory, and I'm taking one of these long-range attack 3s back because he's got this nonsense that gives a +3 to any attack. So that he was able to do a +6 just on his own. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4. That's his hand size right there. So that card that he just picked is just on top of his deck. And then the next card that comes out is Meditation. Randomly pick 2 cards from your discard pile. At the end of your turn, draw 2 cards over your hand limit. Instead, you get to choose the cards instead of picking randomly. It's neat. I don't think the Klingons would care that much to have it. So the only thing about Picard is he's finally getting the recruiting in, but look how far back he is from the action. He's going to have a turn where he just like moves, like a banshee. But we'll worry about that later. After Kirk is now Cisco. Okay, so Cisco has a really neat spot. He's sort of trapped, but he is on a Dominion Starbase, so he can recruit somebody from a Dominion Starbase, and he can do a yellow planet. But then eventually he's going to have to spend some move points to get out of there. So let's see what he's got. This one lets him use data dice. Here's a nice diplomacy one. Nice attack, repair, crystal manipulation, attack, and diplomacy. So let's try to do a diplomacy. And Kirk is positioned to get somebody from a Dominion Starbase, but so is this guy. So how do we want to divide them out? Bokra and Vrakkara are both the Dominion Starbase people. They both cost 8, so it doesn't really matter. So this one has a long-range attack. That one has a photon pulse attack. I would just say they're both even the same armor. They're pretty 6 or 1/2 dozen. But so he's going to go ahead and just take Bokra, and then Vrakkara will leave for Kirk to take. So he needs 8 diplomacy, though. That's the issue. And he has a -1 because of his reputation. So we're in a bit of a bind there. So he does have Riker, who can give him a diplomacy 4. We don't want to use that if we don't have to, but that's his big pickle here. So let's see. I'm going to use one of the purples to get a diplomacy 5 right there. I do have to discard another card, so we're going to do that for now. But I think this one, we can take a data die from the core and set it to any color except white, gain 2 tokens of that color, and don't re-roll. So we may want to consider that instead of taking the purple, but let's wait. This one, nope. And then there's a red. So I would need a red for this one, which I can't do both, right? Because this one, oh no, you may use an additional data die from the core. So I'm going to do that. We're just going to play this card outright. And then I'm going to take a white die, because that's the only way I can get a red from there. So we got a diplomacy 4 and a diplomacy 5 for 9, which is what I need to recruit him at 8 because I get a -1. And then I have to discard a card. So I'm going to discard the synthesized data. It's a nice way to get a crystal, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold on to my attacks. And there we go. So these two need to be re-rolled. Let's get his discard in place. And then, of course, Bokra, or Bakra, however you pronounce it, is now a new member on Cisco's team. Cisco has actually got himself 3 guys. They're all pretty versatile. It's actually, he's not doing bad at all. So let's roll. I got a gold and yet another purple. So we're still waiting for a black to show up. We have 3 purples, which is crazy. And so his turn's over, and now it's Khan. Okay, Khan is doing a pet, which is making me nervous. If we roll a purple, black, or white, we're fine. So let's see. Roll to black. We're fine, baby. Look up there. We hired the black one, whatever that was, a long time ago. And so nothing happens. So well done, Khan. Your worms got splatted, Mr. Gway. There you go. Now who knows that movie? Mr. Gway. It's probably not that uncommon, but it's a little obscure. And it has to do with worms, if anybody remembers. But we'll see if anybody knows that one. Okay, so now we go back to the top of the turn order. So it is the Klingons' turn. And they want to probably try to land on that yellow planet, because we need experience points. And that yellow planet will likely get us, well, first of all, he needs to level up so he can even recruit a 3rd person. And then the yellow planet might give us the card that he's looking for, that Q card. So he can insta. All right, so let's try it. We might be in trouble, but let's try it. All right, so he just needs to have 3 crystals and he gets 7 experience. That's all this is. So we can grab one from the pool. There's a blue we can grab from the pool. Actually, he has red and blue in his inventory, so we'll grab a gold from the pool. And then he'll take red and blue from, sorry for the reach. He has a red and blue in his inventory, so we're gonna use those. And it's done. So he'll get 7 experience points. That's pretty much it. I think he was actually hoping for a battle. I mean, he's Klingon after all. But the 7 will definitely level him up. So let's hope we roll a black here. And we did not. So that's done. And he didn't spend any of his cards. So let's give him 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He levels up. So now he can get another person, and he now has a hand size of 6, so he does get to draw an extra card. And that's his turn. So he's done, and then we have red, which are the sisters. Okay, so what's the big strategy here? Well, clearly this phase, which is phase 3, or round 3, we want to reveal more of these core tiles and just keep pushing up. Khan is way in the back, so for now, that's good. If Khan's deck ever were to run out, as you can see, it's pretty thick right now. If it were to ever run out, we would, what was I going to say? He's going to start moving 2 spaces at a time, which is then going to become a problem for us. But right now, it's not a problem. This board cube is going to be one hell of a battle. So we definitely need to get leveled up. We need to get our crew members. Everybody's going to need their crew members. And then we're going to have to basically defeat the board cube. And then we basically wait at the board cube, either doing more recruiting or getting our deck as ready as possible so we can take on Khan. Normally, if you defeat all of his fleet, he becomes stranded, meaning that he doesn't move anymore in other scenarios. But in this particular scenario, he still moves, even if that happens. He just doesn't attack you anymore. Okay, so let's do the sisters. And the sisters, as you can see, moved up to the M-class planet. They want to do a diplomacy, but they didn't really get anything. And they're okay with taking like a non-elite one, because a non-elite can be upgraded later. So they're going to take Uhura here. You can get her at a Class M. She only costs 6. So looking at her cards, she has all attack. So that's not good. She wants to play the Changeling, but she can't because she doesn't have the black at the bottom here. And we definitely want it to be elite. So we could try to move to position her to doing something more later, but we're going to just wait. We're going to take Uhura for 6. So how does that work? We don't have 6. Right now, the reputation is a +0. So they get nothing from that. There's no diplomacy cards in their hand. Yeah, this is actually going to be a little tough. We can get 4 diplomacy if we're willing to spend this. But that's not the 6 that we need. So then we'd have to turn 2 cards sideways. So I'm actually going to do this to just get a blue crystal, because we're going to need that for her card. She already has one, but it doesn't hurt to get a second one. And I think I'm just going to have to take my 2 yellow attack cards, as nice as they might be, and we're going to turn these sideways. And now she's down to 3 cards in her hand, so we'll probably draw the diplomacy ones now. I did look, like for example, her lore has the ability to draw 2 cards. So why don't we do that? Let's draw the 2 cards. Let's use his ability, because as much as he's great, he's not that great. He doesn't do any attack or anything. So this is who we want for 6. We needed 2 more, so let's draw 2 cards and see if we would have gotten them that way. And right there it is, diplomacy 2. And so I'm going to take back these 2 attack shields, and we're just going to spend this one to get our 6. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a full hand size, so we stop there. So now we got a diplomacy from her, and that's still going to be really good, because between these 2, we can win away missions and things like that. I'm very happy. I just want to get that Changeling card. We need to get a black die out there. So now, did she use a die? The answer is no. She didn't use a die, did she? No, she didn't. So we did have to use this though for the 4. So I'm going to flip this over. And since she didn't use a die, we're going to take a purple and roll it, because that's something we get to do. And it was not black, but we still at least got one of the purples to go away. And now it is Picard's turn. So Picard can still do a recruit. And Picard has, of course, diplomacy of 3 from this, and then 1 because of his reputation over there. So that's 4. And we're trying to get, no. I see. So if Kirk gets this guy, then Picard can't. Picard could get Worf, which is not bad. I mean, Worf has an attack of 2. He only costs 5 instead of 8. And we're at 4 right now, and then we just have to play that diplomacy card. The thing is do I really want to get Worf? If I do this and I take Worf, or I'm sorry, if I don't take Worf and I take the other guy, which is better than Worf, then Kirk will not be able to recruit anybody from his position. So, I mean, I could definitely get Worf just by playing this card. I could have gotten, I would have needed 8. This is going to get me to 6. So I actually would have to spend cards I don't necessarily need to spend. So I'm going to do this, and we're going to take Worf, which is not an elite, but that's okay. We can always replace them later if we ever have a chance to get an elite. But for now, we'll take Worf, which removes him from the pet pool that can be stolen. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to draw 1 card. And of course, we get another diplomacy card. But Picard's full up. He's finally got everybody recruited, and we need to move. Let me look at that. We got to get all kinds of movement points. So Picard's done, and now we're on Kirk. So Kirk better dang well have the diplomacy he needs, because we just passed on this guy. We need 8 diplomacy, and that's Kirk's situation. Now, he could try to do a battle instead to get rid of some of his attack cards, but which he has a lot of here. Oh, and Picard is going to roll a purple. We got a red. Okay, Kirk actually has the need for a purple, so we need to be careful there. So I'm going to go ahead and play that purple, right? Because that gives me a diplomacy of 6. But I have to discard another card with it. And we'll play the purple. So that gives me 6 of my 8. And I have to discard a card with it. I'm going to discard the repair card, as much as I may not want to. But I don't have a choice there. And I can draw a card, or I'm going to spend a yellow crystal to draw 2 cards, because I may have to discard some cards here. I have to turn sideways, because we're only at 6 of the 8 that we need. His reputation is square on 0. So we got the advanced shield card that we were thinking about, and then this synthesized data, which can easily be one of the 2 that we're going to turn sideways. So that would be 7. And I need 1 more diplomacy from somewhere. And I may have to... I don't need to move for a while, because we have 2 enemies around us we can attack. So I'm going to... I don't like it, but I'm going to get rid of the move card. He does have Sulu, which lets him move. So we're good there. And yes, these cards are all discarded. And Varakara, he's got himself some really nice attack with that one, which is going to go well with the Sulu, who only gives him move points. And then he's got 3, so he's going to get to draw 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And we got creativity, quantum torpedoes. Yeah, he is ready for attack now. So Kirk has been a blast to play. This skill is amazing. I like it a lot. So, all right, let's go to Cisco. And Cisco, 1, 2, 3. He only has 4 cards in his hand. I forgot to draw up to his hand size, so he's up to 6 now. Cisco, I think, is going to try to take on that yellow planet. So we have a target enemy doesn't attack, which is very helpful. We can play this, which will give us a bonus to the attack, and we can just like move like 1 space over. We can save the repair card for later, or use it to turn sideways. We got a long range. Yeah, we're ready for some attacks here. So I think I need a blue crystal for this. I also need blue for that if I'm going to do the bottom. So I'm just going to do the top. Move 2, and I'm going to add 1 to my first attack, or 2 to my shields. So I'm going to play that. And all we're going to do is we're just going to move 2 like this, and then we're going to reveal this one. Okay? And this one is, oh, it's a fairly easy battle. No, it's not, actually. We're going to do a green planet and a green enemy. It's pretty, I think it's going to be on the easier side. So green planet, green enemy, and we do the enemy first. So this guy's first. And here you can see he's got 3 phaser resistance, 5 damage attack, and we just need to kill him. We could do this to prevent him from attacking. We have a long range attack of 3. However, he has phaser resistance, so I would need 6. I'm looking at this. So this guy does a regular attack or shields. Riker gives you diplomacy, and then right here, a long-range photon attack, torpedo attack of 4. That would kill him right there. So I'm going to turn Bokra over, and we're going to use a yellow die, which exists. So the yellow die is used. This guy's dead without even a fight. Right? We were able to long-range kill him. And then we're going to flip this one over, and it's, I don't even know what those people are. That's interesting. Was that an artist issue where he forgot to fill it in? Or were there really aliens that look like that? That's pretty cool. All right, so 9 diplomacy is what I would need if I'm going to do the diplomacy route. Or we need 5 long-range attack. And yes, everybody's going on the away mission. I do have a long-range attack of 3. Actually, I can make it 6 even. I can get to 4. But I need 5. And I already used the die, so I can't get the long-range attack of 3. So we may have to try the diplomacy route, which we don't have. 9 diplomacy is going to be hard to get. Riker can get us 4 of it. My little skill here that boosts us, all it does is boost attack. So the next thing I would have to do is I would have to absorb 5 damage to kill him the old-fashioned way. And so that means I can, I'd have to damage, like I can damage Bokra here, but in order to heal Bokra, I need 3 heal points. See that 3 there? I would need 3 heal points, but Bokra would absorb 6, which would be all the damage. Eldar Jarak can absorb 4 of the 5, which is not quite. Or you know what? We can just say target enemy does not attack. So I think I'm going to do that. So let me put this down. So we're going to play a blue crystal to do that. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put that away. And target enemy is just not going to attack. So we don't have to take wounds. And if we had a black, of course, we don't. And we don't have the ability to take a die. So now we can just kill him the old-fashioned way. And so we could do, for example, an attack 2. Remember, you can't use shields in away missions. So all he has left is yellow crystals. So we could get an attack 4 out of that, and then just turn one of these sideways. Or we could use one of our guys. And you know what? Eldar Jarak could have blocked it all. We have the ability to add +3 to our shields. So we could have done it a different way, but I'm okay with this. This would be an attack 4. And yeah, right here. We got an attack +2 there. So that would be 6. So I would have to use a crystal, though, to do that. Or you know what? Since this is a repair card, I'm going to do 2 and then turn this sideways for 3 and then use my skill to make it 5. So we did get it, but man, oh man, that was a little dicey. We have 2 cards left in our hand, and we're going to go back up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And all right, so he got some more attack cards, some move, and some crystal manipulation, and then a nice long-range attack for next turn. And he still has 2 yellow crystals in his inventory, so that's the part that's going to be awesome. And I rolled a white, which is not usable for a black. All right, so he gets 5 experience for that. And then he's going to get to take an undiscovered token, which is what this is. So I'm just trying to put everything away. And let's give him his 5 experience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's just on the verge of a level up, but not quite. And we get to take one of his tokens. and put it on that planet up there, like so. And this card goes away as well. And does this card, oh, he gets 4 more from this one. So he probably is gonna level up now. Yep, he is 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's gonna get another skill and then another advanced card. So very well done, Cisco. He's definitely rocking this game. So let's do his skills first. He has these two, which I'm pretty familiar. This one's going to be when you turn a card sideways, you get +2. And this one is if you don't use a mana die and turn a card sideways, you get +3. But let's make sure. Yep, you get +2. And if it's an advanced action that you turn sideways, you get +3. So that's what the plus is. So if this was an advanced action, you get +3. So that makes the turn card sideways thing nice. And then this one is, what is this one? It looks like it's on the expansion pack. Emissary. Flip this to place 1 card from your discard pile on top of your deck. So you can basically get a card back that was in your discard pile. I'm looking at his other skills that we already have. The turn card sideways to get +2 is not bad. I'm going to take that one. One of the things I was considering is we can take from the offer over here. There's a lot of skills over here in the offer. This one was you get to draw 2 cards. This one you get to discard a wound. But remember, this one is you can refresh one of your guys and bring them back, or heal one of your guys, right? That's a very nice one from Picard. And then I really was eyeing up this one. So a blue and a gold, or even this one. Both of the red ones are super nice. So who's red? Those are the sisters. They've had nothing but awesome skills so far. But we'll go ahead and take that. And then he was really short on diplomacy, so we may want to take a diplomacy card. What else do we can choose from? Peek at the top 2 of your ship deck. I don't like doing those too much. They're situational. Move 2, the move cost of sun is reduced to 1 this turn, and you're able to pass through black hole. So a nice move. He's already up near the front, so we're going to give him a diplomacy card. And that will go into his hand, and I got to take the last card he drew and put it back in his deck, because I prematurely drew up to his hand size there after he was supposed to get these. So these are going to shift down, and the new card that comes out is Special Maneuvers, so another move card. Okay, so his turn is over, and now it's Khan. Another pet. So the only thing that can hurt us is if he rolls a red. Whoops. He rolled a white. So we're good there. And the red would have given him that Borg-looking guy named One, who we can't recruit. So this whole turn, he's at risk of being taken. So back to the top of the pecking order, we're going to do the Klingons. And so with the Klingon situation, we can hire 1 more M class. And everybody, by the way, is full up hired except for him. And the 1 M class guy that is available is a medical officer. So why not? It only costs 3. So let's see if we can do it and get the Klingons full of recruits. Put this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a diplomacy card. I only need 3. I do have to discard something, and I'm going to discard the heal card that goes with it. And I'm just trying to I want to try to help the sisters out. So I'm going to re-roll a purple, see if I can get a black die. And there it is, right there. Finally, got a black die. Okay, so that's it. It just, he's basically playing 2 cards, so he's going to draw 2. But the important thing is he's now hired everything. The other thing I was contemplating is I wanted to move, right? But this, I can't end my turn on a planet. So I would have to move 6 spaces. This is 3 and that's 3. 3 more. So he's sort of stuck. To get to the next push-up, I would need to spend 6 points to get up there. And then, of course, he's going to be up next to that Borg sphere, which he's actually well equipped to take on, because that Borg sphere, just to show you, has 2 resistances. So, but none of them are regular physical resistance, so it makes him easier to take out. And then he's got this thing where for every resistance they have, they lose 1 strength. So he's well positioned to take that thing down. He just needs to get the movement points to get up there. So, okay, his turn's over, and now it's the sisters, and the angelic choir is singing, and we're going to replace Kaivek. We're not going to replace Uhura. Actually, they're both good. That's the thing. She has 2 regular guys that can use diplomacy. And so, here, let me show you. This guy here has a diplomacy 4, and that has a diplomacy 4. Those are perfect for away missions. The one that stinks is actually Lore. I mean, Lore costs 12, so he's amazing for whatever he's supposed to do, but he lets you draw 2 cards. Or you can choose a card in your discard pile, place it back. I guess they're placing a lot of value on that. I mean, because I could maybe take the Changeling card back, right? I can replace either of these guys with an elite, but I may lose that diplomacy capability, which the sisters actually come to rely on. I could theoretically just replace Lore, because I don't really care for the ability to draw cards or to draw from my deck. That would be really interesting. Is she near any planets that she can do away missions? And she's not. So right now, it's going to be a while before she needs that diplomacy. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just replace this guy right here. Actually, since he's Romulan, we'll replace Uhura. We need to get rid of the human, right? So they want to get rid of her, so we're going to go ahead and do that. She's going to go to the bottom of the deck, and then we're just going to take whatever's on top of the elite deck, and drum roll, please. Bing. Gore. I don't know that character, but holy cow, long range, attack. Yeah, he's got all kinds of nice attacks, so we're not going to complain about him. He's definitely going to help them get through a nice battle. All right, so to do that cost the blue crystal that we have here, and it cost a black die. And then to play her hand, she's sitting here by the M-class planet. We just need to move, and I think I want to move her up same direction as the Klingons. It makes no sense to try to move over where Cisco is. It's just too many move points, but we need a lot of move points. And she has nothing but attack dice, or attack cards. Trying to think of what to do. I can do a move 2, and that's it. Everything else would have to be starting to turn sideways. And I don't know if I want to turn cards sideways just to force move points. But so we have attack, attack, attack. And there's our move, which we're giving up that. And then this is just a nice one for attack. And what we could do is we could turn around and try to do an away mission against the planet, but we just gave up our diplomacy. We do get a nice long-range attack now, but we gave up some of our diplomacy, and we're going the wrong direction. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a move 2 for now, and let's hope we draw 2 more cards that are worthwhile. I mean, the big thing is she got her her turn in that she gets to hire, and here's the 2 cards we drew, and sure enough, neither of them are helping me with the move. So we're in a pickle there. So moving up like so. And one thing I forgot is Picard gets +1 to his hand size. So we're going to add 1 more card to Picard's hand because he's on a Romulan starbase. And Kirk is supposed to put his token here, like so. Okay, so the sisters are in a little bit of a pickle. I'm probably going to have to turn cards sideways to get movement in, which doesn't help, but they're fine otherwise. As far as experience points go, they are tied for last, but okay, so sisters are done. Next we have is Picard. Picard is, like we said, we got to do a lot of move in. I can do diplomacy, but I can't. There's nobody to hire anymore. This is all about move now. So we definitely want to do a move 4. So I'm going to take a blue die for that. And we're going to turn the diplomacy card sideways to make that 5 movement points. And I can basically play the blue here to take a data die and set it to any color and gain 2 of those data tokens. So I'm going to do that, and my blue die is going to be on this instead, and then the 2 data tokens are going to be blue. So I still get the move 4, and this makes it move 5, but I'm going to synthesize data, which gives me a crystal. And I don't remember what crystal color I've always needed as Picard. I need just about everything. Picard really needs crystals. But I'm going to go ahead and take a, dang it, I don't remember. I think it was gold is what he really needed. So I'm going to take a gold for now. And there was a spell he had that let him recruit any member for free or something like that. And I think it was red. So I'm going to switch it to red and give him a red. Okay, so anyways, that still doesn't, I'm at 5 movement. And I can get a move 2 out of this, so that's 7. And then I'm going to turn these sideways for 8 and 9 if I need to. So, and let's figure this out. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we can finish here for 8, 9. So that at least got us halfway across. So all these cards are discard. Reroll this. Got a purple. And his hand size is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he's got all kinds of spell cards. So his turn's over. I could eke out 2 more points of movement if I did the Federation officer. No, I'll wait. And his turn's over. So now we have Kirk. Kirk has all kinds of cool choices here. First things first, he's next to this guy. This means he'll do double damage. So he's going to do 12 damage to us if we don't kill him. And then we could do this, which I can't look at. But that would require possibly diplomacy or whatever. We don't have long-range attack unless it comes from one of these cards. So let's see. Can use an additional data die or take 2 dice, set them to any color we want. This is a nice, against somebody who has resistance, attack. There's our long-range attack. This becomes a long-range attack of 6, but the token needs 7. So I would need 1 more somehow. Oh, and there we go. Photon torpedo shields of 4. If it contributes towards the defense, it becomes a photon torpedo attack of 4. If it completely blocks all the damage, then destroy the token. So, unfortunately, the damage is going to be, well, actually, you only need 4. No, I'm sorry. You need 6 to block this guy. It's just that if you don't block it, he's going to do 12. That's what that means. But he only needs 6. And I'm just making sure. Yeah, it's the antimatter weapon. And the energy dissipator is the one that's the paralyzed thing. I always call that the antimatter weapon. So with this long range attack of 3, I have a 6, which is 1 short. And then I have a 4, which is 2. I mean, I'm short on everything. Actually, I take it back. I can use this to block 4 of that 6, and then I still have a shield. So, I mean, I have other ways of doing this. But I can't take him out. I need one more long-range attack. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chances with the planet. So let's do the planet, and all my guys are going to go on the away mission. And remember, I can't use shields, but I can use this long-range attack. So let's do it. So there you go. I either need 8 diplomacy or a 4 long range. And I'm going to be able to get that 4 long range pretty easy. So I'm going to use a red die for this. And of course this gives +3. So Kirk makes the battles as easy as Picard makes the diplomacy. And I rolled another red. And so we just lose 1 card. And we insta-win against this type of planet, which I got to look up. I think this one gives you crystals, and he's going to get 5 experience. So I always forget what they do. Now you have to start paying attention, because when they have the red circle around them, they're a distressed planet. So then you take on 2 tokens. And this only happens on core tiles, so we're now starting to hit core tiles. But it's a class L. Yeah, we get 2 random data crystals. So no complaints there. Picard, in fact, needs to do a little bit of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to draw 1 card. And he gets 5 experience. Oh, he's leveling up. So I'm going to take that card and put it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's not forget his data crystals real quick here. Black means he gets an experience point, and red gets him a red crystal. The experience point's not as helpful in the later game here, because he needs like a bazillion just to level up. But he'll take it. And here's the 2 green skills. And this is an interesting one. Don't know what it does. Something about crystals. Resourcefulness. Once per round, flip this to choose 1 data color other than white and gain 1 data of that. So we basically get to take any of those and get 1. And it includes a black. So don't underestimate the value of this. Because if you have undiscovered cards, like, for example, this one, that you really want to use, that black is always hard to get because you need 2 crystals, right? Well, you can take a black crystal from this, and you actually get, it's actually a crystal? No, it's a data token, but you can use it. It's a once per round thing, but you can use it to basically have a super powerful card. Now this one, I also don't know what that is, so let's look that one up. Know your enemy. Once per round, during combat, flip this to ignore one of an enemy's token's offensive or defensive abilities. So what that means is you can... Is that really what that is? No, I'm sorry, it's this thing. So he's got this one here, Taunt. During the shields phase, increase an enemy's attack by 2 and reduce its defense by 2 to a minimum 1. This has no effect if the enemy cannot attack. Okay, so taunt is you're increasing his attack by 2, which means he's going to do more damage to you, but then you basically did 2 damage to him. So you only need 2 less damage to hit him, which is really good against resistant people, right? So if somebody's physically resistant, you can reduce his armor by 2, and now that's basically like doing 4 damage to him. But you got to be willing to take 2 extra damage yourself. I actually like this one more. This is very situational, and I'm going to take this, or I'm going to take the other one, so we can get the black die. That's the only reason you take that, is you're looking for the black token when you take this. I mean, everything else is also nice, but it's the black token. That's what makes that one powerful. Okay, Kirk is over. Oh, we get one of these. So he can peek at his deck, or there's move and move. So we might take a move one. Move's cost of suns is reduced to 1. During combat this turn, you may spend move points left from the move phase as attack. That's perfect for him. So we're going to put that on top of his deck. And I think I may have drawn 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. He gets to draw, so the card he's going to draw is exactly that card, Special Maneuvers. Okay, so the new card that comes out is Inventiveness. It's always a good one. And now we move to Cisco's turn. Okay, so Cisco's next to that yellow planet up there. He also has an opportunity to go after this Borg sphere, which has a real nasty attack. Or you can go after this physically resistant guy that just has super high armor. He has diplomacy here that he can use as shields. And he can use these as photon shields, which is actually really good against the Borg. Because the Borg is doing a 6 attack of photon pulse shields. This would be a 4, but you can use all diplomacy. That's the value of it. And so maybe we don't want to go after the planet. Maybe we can take out that Borg sphere. But the problem is I need to be able to do 14 damage to that Borg sphere. And here you can see I can get a +2 to this with a blue. And I have some seriously good long-range attack here. I have a yellow crystal. There is no black, though, available. So that part hurts. So I'd have to use the lower version. And I got a long-range attack and a long-range attack. I might be able to take out that Borg sphere, especially if I was able to come up with a black token. That hurts. I can even turn cards sideways. Riker has an ability of 4. Riker has the ability to prevent him from attacking us at all, so we don't even have to block. And then we have proton pulse shields on Aldar Jarak. And then I also have a long-range photon torpedo attack of 4. I'm going to, we're going to move this one. We're going to do the move 2. We don't have to worry about the provoke thing. We're going to do a move 2, and we're going to attack the Borg sphere. So I'll show you in a second what that is. So we could have taken on the yellow planet, but we're going to move 2 to here, which is going to help us to explore, and we're going after this Borg sphere because Cisco is actually equipped to take this thing down. Now, it has 2 resistances, which are bad. I need 14 damage to take this thing down, unless I can attack it with whatever the red attack is, the photon torpedo or whatever. This is the thing that hurts. If he does this to us and I don't block it, I lose all my cards in my hand. So I need to be able to hit him with long-range attack of 14. Now, it's not that easy. Oh, I already used Bokra. Crap, she's already been used. I picked him because this torpedo attack of 4 goes right through and would reduce him down to 3. This is the perfect attack right here, but I already used Bokra. Crap. Oh, that hurts. So I could still use Riker to prevent them from attacking me. And of course I have this that goes right through his armor. This long-range pulse torpedo attack of 3 goes right through. So he would be reduced to 4, which means I'd only need 8 damage to hit him. And then there's 6 of the 8 damage right there, but I got even more. I can add +1 to a long-range attack here. So, all right, so let's do this. So let's say I'm going to do this unknown weapon, this one right here. Okay, I have a yellow crystal in my inventory, so I'm going to play that there. So that would do 3 damage to him. This gives him a +1, which means 4. So that 7 gets reduced down to 3 straight up, because he doesn't have resistance against that. So now that that's reduced down to 3, I just need 6 damage to finish him off. Because 7 minus 4, yeah, is 3. So I would need 6 damage to finish him off. Long range damage. And the thing is I have it right here, but I don't have the ability to get two dice. I only have the ability to get 1 die. I could do this, which gives me a +2 to an effect, and that would give me 5 of my 6, but it's still not enough. That is the pickle. But what I can do is I can just use Riker and say target enemy does not attack this combat. So I don't have to worry about him hitting me. I just got to figure out how to come up with the 6 damage. The problem is if I use Riker, it's a red die, and if I spend a red die on that, these 2 cards are no longer usable because I can't do long range attack anymore. But I have the ability that lets me turn a card sideways, and it counts as a +2 instead of a +1. So I think we're in great shape either way. And what's crazy is I could actually completely block him with just these 2 cards. So if I pay a blue die on this, I can block him. I don't have to use Riker's you don't attack this turn. So I think I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to play a blue die to block him. I still can't use the red die, but that lets me block him completely. And the reason I block him completely is he's doing 6 blue damage to me, but this lets me turn all diplomacy into blue shields. So that's fine. And as I said, I have him down to 3, and I need to do 6 damage. So if I turn these sideways, that's 2 and 4 right there. That's 4 damage. So we'll put that down for 4. And then I can use Eldar Jarak. He gives 2 more for 6. And to be quite honest, this adds even more damage. So I can actually take one of the long-range attacks back. 2, 4, yeah, I can take one of the long-range attacks back. I don't need to turn it sideways. So yeah, I thought I could easily kill this guy. It was a little harder, but I was still able to do it without taking any damage. So we got it down, and unfortunately it wasn't as easy as I thought, but we still did it. If I would have had the black die available, he would have been toast. That pulse torpedo attack would have finished him right off. But I didn't, and I get 8 experience points, and that's for Cisco. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and his reputation goes up by 2, so he's now up to 0, because these Borg spheres are considered enemy number 1. So that's done. Yeah, he shoots up, and then he's drawing the rest of his hand, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. He still has 2 cards left. But so he's got some move. He's going to need it. And repair. There's some nice attack. Diplomacy. Yeah, so Cisco is doing just fine. And we took out a Borg sphere with Cisco. Okay. So he's done, and now it's Khan, and then it'll be start of the next turn. So Khan, reroll gold die, there is one, and then he's gonna move forward left. All right, so forward left for him is there. And then we're gonna reroll a die. It's a purple. And I always have to pay attention because sometimes he moves 2 spaces and not 1, but I don't think we've drawn a single one of those yet. I'm just checking real quick. It's real easy to see. It's all move 1 space. So interesting. When we played the solo game, I must have really taken a lot of rounds or a lot of turns where I was putzing because his deck is really full this time around, and he's barely moved, and we're all the way on the other end of the galaxy on round 3. Okay, so back to the start. I'm at 1 hour 15, so I'm going to go ahead and hit end here. So thanks for watching. Stay awesome and stay healthy and safe.